Thank you. Nice talking to you, Wolf.
Pleasure. Thanks for having
It's a pleasure. This is Matilda from Radio Futuro in Chile. And well, we're excited to hear more from your third record now with Mammoth. And the first one was self-titled, the second with number two, and now we got not number three, but the end instead. So what led you to name the record this way?
I think it was time. I think throughout the recording process, I wasn't sure if it was going to be Mammoth 3 or if it was going to be a titled record, and I just was going to let the process sort of decide. And I think throughout the process and feeling more of a creative evolution compared to the last few, it just felt like we're in a new space and going in a new direction, that it felt like the right time to have our first titled record. So it just felt like the correct occasion to do so.
Uh-huh. And this name, The End, uh, may be a little bit shocking for some people. If you just hear this word, the end, in times where there are so many different bands being maybe retiring, and then we have this young guy, this young band, naming the band, the record, The End. Is I know it's because of the song. So if you want to explain or tell a little bit about it, about the
Well, yeah,
name.
I think either way it gets people thinking, which I think isn't that bad. But yeah, of course not. I'm not done. I'm just getting started. But it is nice to see that people care enough to be worried when they see that. But I don't know. I think I just realized through the lyrical writing process, I realized I was just kind of working through a lot and kind of exploring the concept of what the end could mean in many different ways. And so it also feeling like a new era for the band. It just seemed like it was the right title that not only reflected the state of the band, but also the state of the material on the record.
In what sense do you think it's a new era for the band?
I think it being creatively, a more solidified, but also evolution of what came before. But at the same time, we're now Mammoth. We don't have the WVH anymore because we got the copyright. This is the first titled record. I think there's a lot of different elements that kind of go into this feeling like it's not a rebirth, but just kind of a rebolster, and we're kind of just headed into a new direction, so to speak.
Hmm. And this record, it sounds groove intense, a little bit more heavy, maybe, while it shows your big talent as a musician. So, what would you say is the main concept you want to give out with this record?
I don't know. I think I'm still trying to figure out who I am. I think right now I'm definitely the most confident and comfortable in what Mammoth is, and I think overall I'm just I mean, in practice, I'm just trying to make music that brings me purpose and makes me happy. And when other people can get enjoyment out of that as well, it's really important. I think that's a really uh, I'm very grateful. So I think lyrically, I'm just uh, yeah, writing is a really therapeutic thing for me, and I think just kind of working through maybe my anxieties and negative feelings in the lyrics is just a great way to work through it, and I think you can hear that on a lot of the songs. So.
Hmm. And this firehead of the cover art, what does it represent, really?
It was a great, well, it's a piece of art by Moon Patrol that I think is a really, I was very happy to be able to use it. And I thought when I was when I was in the lyrical writing process, I think it really was a great representation visually of my thought process and of the things I was writing about. So I just thought it was a really great, oh no, I just thought it really tied the concept of the record together really well. So.
Okay. And talking about the process of recording and pre-producing and all that, what would you What would you like to tell about the recording process in the studio, making this record, considering that you have this way of playing all the instruments that makes this very special too?
Yeah, yeah, it's a very fun challenge to be able to play everything and sort of attack the songwriting process from every angle. But I wouldn't be able to do it without my producer, Elvis Basquet. He's a very important part of the process, and he's sort of the other half of the band in the studio that he sees the bigger picture way better than I can, and he helps keep me from doubting myself and makes sure I'm on the right path. And he's also really great at just kind of scheduling everything out so we can get it done in time, which is really great. So I think yeah, this being the third time around, we're just getting better at doing that, and so I'm just excited to keep doing it.
Uh-huh. And it was very fun to see the video too, the spell video when you are playing all the instruments in different roles, like Wolfgang, Wolfman, and Wolf something. And then after you play all the instruments, we can see you also adding the vocals. So I know you are a real drummer, but if you had to choose one beside the drums, of course. Um, which instrument would you feel more comfortable with?
Yeah, drums is certainly where I feel the most comfortable. I think I'm getting more and more comfortable as the singer and the guitar player. So since that's what is kind of required of me when it comes to a live aspect of this, I guess I would and since I'm going to keep doing that, I should get a bit more comfortable.
Okay. And such a great drummer and talented drummer that you are. What drummer do you look up to, or who you feel having been influenced by?
I think Danny Carey from Tool was a
Yeah.
big influence for me. I think before that, Travis Barker from Blink-182 was one of the first drummers I really found on my own that really inspired me. But then when I started listening to Tool and Danny Carey, I think just trying to attempt to play any of the stuff that he made was a really great learning experience for me. So I think that's when I really started to get more comfortable on the drums.
Interesting tool, and also Beat playing also playing the King Crimson songs, a little bit
Yeah.
of progressive rock too.
Sure.
Um, and when I listen to your last record, some of the songs, I have that feeling that they have something, a little bit of taste of progressive rock. What do you have to? What are your thoughts about it?
Yeah, definitely. I'm a big fan of progressive rock, and I don't know if, maybe there's little bits and pieces where it comes out in my writing, but it's never really an intention. I think it just kind of will show itself every now and then in a passage or, in a riff or something.
Okay, nice. I thought about your uncle, how he influenced you as a drummer too. Was he an important piece
Oh
in?
yeah, absolutely. I think just being around him my whole life, it's certainly just being able to watch him and by osmosis, just kind of being around him is certainly a big influence. Absolutely.
Mhm. If you had to pick three most inspiring guitar players, um, which would that be? Those
Hmm.
be?
I mean, definitely just my father, because I wouldn't be doing what I was doing without him. But
Mm.
I think I really growing up and then and it's funny being friends with very close friends with him now. But Mark Tremonti was an important guitar player for me growing up, as well as today. Speaking of progressive guitar playing. Aaron Marshall, a guitar player of a band called Intervals, is a very important guitar player for me. So I think that's a good three off the top of my head. I think that definitely help me want to be a better guitar player.
Uh-huh. It's interesting because sometimes when people talk about your work, it's very hard to separate you from your father. And then I read all those nice reviews and people who are uh, really making very good comments about what you're doing in Mammoth. So I think you're really taking this separate category. I've read things like the hard rock prodigy, things like that. So what are your own thoughts about having this recognition, taking a step aside and having your own reputation?
It's pretty great. Yeah, I'm very lucky and happy that that people are beginning to take me seriously as my own artist and separate me from my family history. Because at the end of the day, that's all I would really like to do is be taken at face value for what I represent and not for what my family represents. And I think that's why I'm trying to do something different. I'm
Mm.
playing. I don't play Van Halen music at my shows. I would rather fail on my own than succeed by playing Van Halen music. So I think I'm just I think it just shows the work that I've been putting in and people beginning to see the person I am on my own. So that's very I'm very grateful.
That's very nice to see too. You're such a talented musician, so it's really nice to see you creating these things. Um, I would though like to know what do you feel in common with your father if you have to musically, I mean, in the sound of playing music or creating music. What do you think you have in common in that sense?
I think we just I mean I just being related and just being around him my whole life. I think we both started on the drums, so I think that's a really great sort of rhythmic background to the foundation of being a musician. And so I think we both attack guitar playing from a rhythmic perspective, and so I think that's a really great thing that my dad and I have in common, and I'm very happy to have that in common with him.
Uh-huh. So nice. Radio Futuro is from Chile, and there is a big depth with Chile with the Van Halen related music. The band never came. Just before the pandemic, Sammy Hagar had scheduled the show, but he had to cancel. Of course, it was March 14th, I guess, on to 2020. David Lee Roth never came. So you are the only one of this heresy that can come to Chile sometime or South America. Do you have any plans of a world tour?
Absolutely. I think, right now we have our headline tour at the end of this year here in the States. But once, the record's out and we have next year wide open for us, we're going to try and go everywhere people will have us. So I have no idea where it'll take us, but there's nothing off the books. There's so many, we haven't been to South America, we haven't been to Australia, we haven't been to Japan. So there's a lot of places that are still on our list to finally get out there and get to. So yeah, it's definitely on our list.
Do you know anything about the South American audience?
Uh, Nothing specifically, other than I know every time I've heard or had friends do shows in South America, they've been some of the most incredible shows they've ever had. So I'm very excited to get out there and knowing how dedicated the rock fans are there. I very much look forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. So it would be nice to have you if you consider that possibility coming down to South America and a world tour. Japan is nice too. It's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, it'd be a good time. I definitely want to do everything we can.
Fantastic. I was thinking about drummers. Now that you're a drummer, Rush have just hired this girl from Germany, Annika Niles, as a drummer, and I'm thinking about female in rock music. As you are a young musician, a young rocker, uh, what are your view about including more women in rock music
Sure. I
nowadays?
think it's awesome. I think it's an archaic uh, an archaic mindset to think that only, men can, can be can do any women can do anything and be better than any man, so it's just I think it's a really an archaic mindset to think that women can't be in rock and roll. I mean, I think one of my favorites out there right now is a very close friend of mine, Lizzie Hale of Hailstorm. I think what she's doing is incredible, and she's one of the best singers out there. So I think and also, yeah, the drummer that they've got for Rush is incredible. I can't wait to see what the shows are going to be like. I remember I watched some of her videos on Drumeo on the YouTube channel, and she's just absolutely insane. No wonder they picked her. I'm excited to see how those shows go.
Emily Armstrong too, the new singer on Linkin Park.
Oh yeah, yeah, she's badass as well.
Yeah.
It's yeah, it's awesome.
Great. So, what would you tell me about the plans with Mammoth now? It's October already. Maybe not
Yeah.
only 2025, also next year.
Yeah, we've got the record coming out, and then we'll tour out here, and then next year we're gonna go everywhere we can. We'll try and hit everywhere we haven't in the United States, and then go to Europe and everywhere we can go. It's just a matter of how it lines up and what we're able to do. But I know there's so many places we haven't been that we want to for the first time. South America being one of them.
Do you know something about Chile?
Nothing specific.
You don't
It's
need
funny,
to. I just asked.
whenever I'm on tour, it's just like I rarely even go out to learn about the cities. It's really just about resting up and being ready for the show.
I understand. But you will if you come
Oh yeah.
down. You're gonna love it. Well, finally, would you like to just say something like, "Hi, I'm Wolfgang Van Halen, and you're listening to Radio Futuro," or from Mammoth, something like that. This
Radio
is
Futuro.
Radio Futuro, so if you can say that, it would be,
Radio Futuro.
yeah,
Yeah, got it.
La Radio del Rock.
Hey,
Is
this is
that?
Wolfgang Halen from Mammoth, and you're listening to Radio Futuro.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank you
very
for
much.
the time,
Yeah, thank you so much. You have a good one.
and good luck with everything.